Okay, in this lesson, I'm going to be talking about word orders in Japanese. So in what order we put words to make a sentence. So maybe you've heard of this term SVO, S for subject, V for verb, O for object. So English is, as you know, SVO language where verb comes before the object. Like I study Japanese, so study is a verb, obviously. And Japanese is actually a SOV language where the object comes before the verb, like 私は日本語を勉強します。So 日本語 is Japanese, 勉強します is study. So the orders are reversed. And another thing to note is that in Japanese, most qualifiers come before the qualified nouns or the verb. And what is qualifying? So it's basically explaining or adding information to the noun or verb. So let me explain using some example. I found this very interesting chart, and I'm showing this. So this chart is showing how each word in English sentence is corresponding to the Japanese word in the translated sentence. So the sentence goes, I want to try on a suit I saw in a shop that's across the street from the hotel. Okay, so what's qualifying is if you see dust across the street, this part is adding some information to a shop. So this is qualifying a shop. And in a shop, this is qualifying so because this is adding the information of the location to this action of seeing. So that's qualifying. And if you look at the corresponding parts in Japanese, it's like so. Uh, so ホテルの向かいにある is corresponding to this part, and this is qualifying the following word お店 a shop, and お店で in a shop, this is qualifying the following this verb. So it's a word also is a completely reverse clause between the two languages like this. Yeah. I would say this is a extreme case, but usually Japanese Japanese and between Japanese and English, word orders reverse in many cases. So maybe to generalize the tendency of Japanese word orders, I would say um, in Japanese, we start from the details to and move on to the core concepts, and starting with the concrete thing and more to moving on to the abstract thing, and from the listening to the conclusion. So I think it's completely diverse from English. Like so, imagine when you're asked like, "What do you think?" in English. So you're more likely to answer like, "I think it's B because it's like this, which is like this, for example." But in Japanese, it's more like maybe we start from some examples and then like more move on to more generalized things as we speak. So that's a difference between two cultures or languages. So anyway, but of course it depends on each individual and the situations too. But as a general tendency, I would say this is maybe something you find useful in later keeping in mind.